Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome back to another edition of the Part of the Pride in Aston Villa Women podcast. We know it's been a while. We've had our very own international break, but we're here, we're back. And you know what? We started with three. We're going to quickly add in a fourth. Sophie, you made it. Hello.
Good evening.
She's here. We've got the four of us, and we can't wait to talk all about it. So it's been a while, everyone. How are we all? Are we good?
Keeping good, yep.
Yeah.
Keeping busy.
Good, thanks.
Excited to talk about Villa win, finally.
Finally.
Yes, finally. So let's get straight into it. So this was Liverpool. We know it was quite a long time now, but it's the first time we're talking about it. So this was Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 2. We did it. We got all 3 points. And it signalled Natalia Arroyo's first win as Villa manager. So, a fantastic achievement for her, seeing everything that she's doing, putting into fruition, the team winning, and it must have felt really bloody good. Okay, so the first thing we kind of need to talk about, Lucy Stan was back in that starting 11 since the first time since December. So first time starting. Now, Gary, we've talked about it before, but what kind of impact does it have when you've got Lucy Sand starting on the very beginning, controlling that midfield? How does it feel to have her back?
We actually looked like a different team.
Yeah.
The midfield, everything, there was a level of control. Everybody was calmer, the whole sort of influence that she was clearly having. She's definitely been missed.
Oh, 100%. And I think as soon as, the lineups came out, everyone was like, yep, good. We like that one. Going for a bit more strength in midfield as well, which again, at least Stan would be able to do. And to control well. And we had Daly and Salmon up top. That seemed to be working a bit better. Sophie, how did you feel about the game overall?
I missed it live, and so watching back I kind of already knew the score. But yeah, we looked so much better. We looked like we were actually going forwards, and it kind of felt, I don't know, it's kind of hard to be like, it felt like we were going to win because you knew you were going to win, but it did feel like we had more of the control of the game.
Yeah, we had something about us, didn't we? Even in that opening half, which again, remaining goalless till the half, it must have been like, oh, this is quite nice. Now, Emma, when you were watching it, and then we had a good solid first half. Liverpool were a bit better in that first half, and then Villa came back stronger in that second half. But of course, we had the penalty incident. So Emma, straight away, what was that reaction like when you thought, did you think, is this the start of Liverpool, like their domination, or what? What did you think?
I'm a penalty to concede because, there was no harm in it. There was no it wasn't malicious.
No.
So it was really unfortunate to have to concede when we all knew Sabs was just trying to go for the ball. She wasn't going to take the player down. But then I was like, well,
she wasn't trying to take Kerry Holland out.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, I'm fed up of this now, I'm just going to take you out of the knees.
Yeah.
There was no kind of violence. So then penalties can go either way. It's a 50-50 chance no matter what. The penalty itself was I don't think anyone knew where it was going because Sabs kind of went both ways but then settled for the middle. Yeah. And I'm not even sure that Marie Hobinger kind of obviously she knew where she was going to put it, but it didn't look confident. I feel like it was a last minute decision,
wasn't it? Yeah, there was no real power behind it. You just felt for Sabs because you're right. She did kind of go one way and then quickly changed her mind. And she was like, went the wrong way.
Yeah.
I do have to ask though, and again, if anyone's got any thoughts on this. So the error that led to that penalty. So again, it was back and forth, and Maritz has gone to pass the ball. But why was Missy Ball Cairns in the back line? What happened there? Can anyone shed any light on that?
Also, it just why did like Maritz like fire it at her with so much force that it just like hit the back of her leg and bounced off? Like,
Well, because
what was
that's the
going on
thing.
there?
Because I was watching it back, because I was like, I need to kind of understand how this went. So Maritz has passed across to Curtains, who's kind of like indicated that she wanted it, hadn't she? And then it ends up, as she's still running, the ball's kind of passed to the back of her feet. So then it ricochets off and behind. So then it's like an absolute sprint to try and get back in time. However, as we know how quick Kerry Holland is, obviously no one was catching her in that back line, which is why Sabs had to come out. But yeah, I just don't understand why she was there. Gary, have you got any thoughts on that? Because
I'm just as confused. But again, but with Sophie, how hard Maritz actually passed it to her. It's like it was almost as if she didn't like her. She was trying to take her out. She had the ball at her so hard.
did you see they had a bit of a disagreement after the decision was given as well?
You know what? I think on another day and
Yeah.
another referee, Sam's might have walked.
Well,
I think we were, somebody was watching over us during that game. You know, from start to finish, somebody was watching over us because, even whenever it came to our winning goals, somebody was definitely watching over us. But
yeah.
this is kind of what we've been saying. We just needed to have that luck and get that bloody lucky goal, and it brought us 3 points.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you're right. I think the thing that would have, like you said, with a different ref, I think the thing that would have saved it was very clearly she was going for the ball.
Yes.
And it was very it wasn't hard, was it? It shouldn't smash through her.
And it was inside the box as well.
And yes, yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't an unfortunate and elite incident from last season. So yeah, it was so unlucky, but that's been errors have kind of been our downfall, haven't they? For last couple of seasons, really. So on another day, I really think if confidence hadn't been there, because they fought back pretty quickly, and normally, as we've talked about a lot, Villa usually come back in the last 10, 15 minutes of a game and go, okay, let's try and get the winner. But they bounce back pretty quick. And I think, again, do we think that's Arroyo instilling that confidence in the team again? Or do we think it's just a general shift? Emma, what do you think? Throw that one at you.
Since Arroyo's been here, the whole atmosphere within the team has shifted slightly. So, I mean, it seems like she's definitely there for the players, like with the whole, was it therapy or therapists or something that they had in to kind of help them?
Psychologist.
Yeah. Bonding sessions, like, they got the players, like, within the centre. I think also there's a lot of team bonding stuff come from the players itself, so maybe they've just grown slightly well that within that match. Like, I mean, they were actually looking and passing into space, for God's sake. Like, I don't think I've seen us do that at all this season.
Passing
like, why were we all trying to get forward? What?
Who do we think we are, Chelsea?
Missy both passed for incredible.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, Gary. Say that one again.
I was saying Missy Bo's pass for Kirsty's goal was incredible.
Hey, we'll come in there next. Yes, let's talk about it. So,
don't you worry before we move on, Freya, about the I think this match, it didn't look like the players' heads dropped after that first goal came in, which is what's been going on in like previous matches. Like, they didn't sort of fall apart. They were like, trust the process, it's fine. And I think maybe it's slightly easier when it comes from a penalty rather than open play, like the goal.
Yeah, rather than...
Yeah, it wasn't really a defensive error.
Well,
Maybe in the build-up. But yeah, no, you're right. It wasn't like an obvious error of, right, that was your fault. Like there wasn't that animosity there initially, because there was that gap of Sabs could have saved it. Yeah. And you're right, the heads didn't go down. Everyone still felt very together, like you said, like they were trusting the plan, trusting the process, and it paid off, didn't it? It paid off indeed.
There's one thing I noticed about having Stanleyford back. Reach actually stayed in the top third of the pitch.
Yes.
You know, Reach had a number of chances, and she went close with a few of them. And for so many games this season, she hasn't been there. You know, this is what we were talking about in the last pod. It was like, we really need Reach to actually be the one that's up in the box taking these chances.
Yes.
And but she went close. She had 2 or 3 decent chances, and you know, sooner or later, one of them's going to drop for her as well. I know it could be against Spurs this weekend, but well, we'll get to that soon enough, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you just think when it came to it, they were just it was just so nice to see them working together as that team and actually like listening to that direction, responding well to that direction as well. So let's talk about it. So we'd had Sabs in the first half. I did just want to shout out there was a cracking save to deny Sophie Roman Howard as well. We had Rachel Laws denying Chastity, and then Kirsty came through. So long time coming for Kirsty, and I've wrote down in my notes Missy Bulkern's redemption assist in this one. So this goal that came through, Kirsty, there was such a fight, wasn't there? There was not a chance that she was going to give that up at all, was there? And the assist came through. She ran through the defense, and she thought, I don't care how close that angle is. I'm going to get that in the back of the net. And just her reaction to scoring that goal. Sophie, what do you think it like mentally? Because we've spoke a lot about that, haven't we?
I mean, she's been going for this all season. Like you can see that's something she's really been like trying to work on, develop maybe, is actually scoring goals and coming in and scoring goals. And she's been so close so many times. So it's so great to see her actually come off. Yes.
And to actually have that moment of she's got a name on the score sheet. It was her. It wasn't a deflection. It wasn't, it was on purpose. It was from her.
And it was a difficult angle to get it in, like as well.
So difficult. Yeah. Watching it back, I was like, I still don't know how she got that in. Because that was ridiculous. But it's what she does best, isn't it? And even in that, when it was 1-1, there was that belief, which again is a strange thing for a Villa fan, but that belief that actually, can we do it? Is there another one in there? Because they looked like they were going to pull something out, didn't they? And score again.
Loved the celebration though, when Katie Robinson like charging onto the pitch, like, try and grab her.
Very lucky she didn't get booked for that. But yeah, just how everyone absolutely loved it, and the fact that I don't know, Kirsty herself was quite a strange one because it wasn't like joy, was it? It was just kind of that like I don't know. It was very serious, and she was like, yes, it was, yeah. And like, just the fact that was it Chastity that had to like hold her and be like, take this moment, like actually stop and celebrate and take a moment to enjoy it for yourself. But yeah, I mean, breaking down that boundary has got to have been brilliant, hasn't it? But yeah, absolutely chuffed for her. Because Sophie, you sent us that Instagram post, didn't you, about kind of her career and stats, and it just shows you how important she's been for Villa, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I was about to mention that as well. 48 games for United, and she was involved in 13 goals or assists. But from she came to Villa, she's 21, 22 goals and assists in 53 games. So you can see even her own game is improved during their time at Villa as well. It's just so important to us.
Yeah.
And I think she's getting that game time as well now. Like, I think a lot of her time at United was a substitute.
Yeah.
Certainly towards the end of her time at United.
Yes. Because again, she wasn't getting that time, which is, I think, how we managed to be like, come over to the Midlands. Come and wear claret and blue. You don't need to wear red. Yeah. And she's such an integral part of this squad. And we've seen what she can do for Scotland as well. And just the fact that her efforts are finally paying off was pretty incredible. So yeah, absolutely over the moon for her. And then it was actually, we were having chances. We were getting near the goal. In fact, if I get some stats up, we had... Sorry, Sophie, I know this is usually yours. We actually had 7 shots, and 4 of them were on target. Can we just take a moment for that?
Shots on target?
I know, 4 of them. And compared to Liverpool, who had 9 shots and only 2 on target. And, we had pretty much the same amount of touches inside the box as Liverpool. Rachel Laws had to make more saves. We only had 3 corners. We didn't have our usual 97.
And one of them was a very weird corner right at the end.
Yeah, take us through it. What happened?
It was it what, like 92nd minute or something?
Something like that.
I think it was into extra time, and they got a corner, and instead of like setting up a proper corner, they just wanted to keep the ball there, so they kind of just passed it like half a yard, and then were messing about with it. Like,
I thought that was genius because you could see how frustrated Liverpool were getting.
I feel like they might have like killed more time though, and had a better chance of getting that 3rd goal had they gone for a proper corner there. Like,
being able
as much as the time wasting is fun, there was still like 7 minutes left to play. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I was sat watching it today, and I was like, why are we doing this in the 92nd minute? Like, there's still 5 minutes.
See, I might say that it was too early, but I say it that Villa just didn't take any unnecessary risks. We'll speak about the mistakes as being our downfall.
Yeah.
Well, keeping the ball in the corner, frustrating the balls out of Liverpool wasn't a mistake.
Doing their best Chloe Kelly at the Euros impression, just at the corner flag, not letting it go at all. But even having the confidence to do that, though, like, that's something we haven't really seen, have we, for a while? And again, it just feels like if we'd have had maybe this change in this confidence at the beginning of the season, obviously, you've got to go through everything to get to where you are and, all that philosophical stuff. But it just feels like, if this had come even a few weeks earlier, and that to solidify it. But yeah, I mean, hey, 3 points and a win. We will take it.
I'm wondering where Ebony's been all season.
Oh, hang on. But both of you are too excited. Gary, go first.
I was saying I was wondering where Ebony Salmon's been hiding this twin all season, because we haven't seen footwork like that from her ever.
Yes, because of course we need to talk about the winning goal, don't we? So this came from Ebony Salmon driving into the box, fired that shot away and deflected off Jenna Clark. And you could just see all the Liverpool players just like, oh, what have we done? We've let this point go. What is happening? But yeah, Gary, talk to us about Ebony during that match, because that's the Ebony we want, isn't it?
That's the Ebony that we've all wanted. All season was, well, but the past 2 seasons, all we spoke about just tunnel vision, just runs straight forward, she doesn't pass. Ebony against Liverpool was involved in so much. Beating players, crossing in, she created like 2 or 3 chances for Rach. She created the goal. Yeah. She was the one in the corner frustrating the balls out of Liverpool whenever we were trying to kill time.
Yeah.
She was just involved in so much during the game, and it's like, where have you been? It's like, this is what we've wanted. Where have you been? But maybe having the support, whenever you look at having Stanley for back and the way the rest of the team played, and even having the support of Rach being up front with her, we were a different team.
Yeah, having that actual outlet, which we've been talking about all season, and it's mad, isn't it? How one player coming back into that starting 11 can have such an effect. And we know it's probably the factors as well, but that seems to be the consistent one. Having Lucy stand back, having that maestro
I
in
also
midfield.
think Maz
Yeah.
had a cracker as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we need to praise Maz. Yeah, go on, go for it.
She had a cracker. She was great getting up the wing, like
Yeah,
getting forwards, and her strength on the ball as well. Like there was quite a few times when Liverpool would try and tackle her, and she'd just spin around and pass it off. Like
yeah, like no, thank you, not today. You will not take ball from me. And that's the thing, having Maz starting again. Is something we've been calling for, we've really missed, and just shows you why she should be starting. This, of course, these 3 points do give us a bit more of a buffer, thank God, against Crystal Palace. So we've got 13 points. Palace are on 9. And looking ahead to the weekend, which we'll do in a bit, it looks like maybe we could get one more, maybe not. But we feel like a side that can do it now. Like we've got a bit more belief, haven't we, that we can do it. And even the celebrations at the end, it's like they won the cup or they won the league, which was great to actually look through and see everyone smiling and happy and proud of themselves, which was fantastic.
I've said every game was a cup final.
Yeah.
They definitely celebrated like it.
Yeah. And that's what they've got to believe, haven't they, for the rest of the season, that they can do it. Because we know they can do it. We've had the belief all along. We just needed that reflection on the pitch as well, haven't we? Were there any other key points from the match anyone wanted to mention?
The little celebration after the second goal, whatever they were doing in that little huddle circle, where they were like, "Keep your head down." Like,
Yeah.
there was
keep it together, keep going.
Yeah, there was very definitely keep focused, keep in it, like going on in that little circle.
It's like, do not lose it, for God's sake, do not lose it. Because I mean, even a point we would have taken. Like, we're not picky, but from a winning position in that 87th moment, it would have been ridiculous to lose it, wouldn't it?
Favorite stats from the guy who was doing the statistics with it. It's our first win away since I think 2023 or 2024, May 24 maybe. Like in the league.
It can't be 23, surely.
I did just Google it and I got the right answer.
Right, it sounds
and
like
then it was against Brighton.
Yeah, we had a few
May 24, sorry. Apologies. May 24, 23.
Brighton was the last
because our away form was good last season.
We were all fancy dress.
Yous were all fancy dress, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's like nearly a year we've gone without winning away. That's quite horrendous, really, isn't it? But hey, we've broke that record now. Good. I was also just looking when I was looking at the table. This also brings an end to our 7-game losing streak. And when you look at previous matches, it's just loss. And then finally a green win as the recent one. And then you look at like Arsenal's, which is just green.
The guy on the comms had a lot of very depressing stats, like that we had the most like losses in a row since Bristol City last year.
It's like when they do that, and I know Emma, you spoke about the commentary and kind of what was going on, but you just think, who was that helping in this moment? Like there's stats that can, be entertaining. There's fun stats. There's interesting stats. And then there's just depressing stats. Like, why? Why would you do that? Even Georgie now, when we're watching it, she'll go, they really don't like Villa, do they? Because of all these things they keep pulling out. But yeah, at least we've got something to celebrate.
But I think most of the season they've been putting these stats out because they're used to kicking us while we're down. As it looked like we were starting to get back up off the floor, it was almost like they were trying to kick us back down, but the girl said no.
Yeah, like, who do you think you are winning a game? I've got these stats here. No, They'll ruin all the stats.
He very much sounded like he did not expect us to win until about 5 minutes from the end. Like,
yeah, even when we'd scored and gone ahead, they were like, "There's time." Which, I mean, usually that would be our reaction too, but you know, we don't do it on commentary, do we? We just talk about it after the game instead. Emma, did you have any corkers from Commentary Corner that you'd like to go through?
Oh, there are some interesting ones.
Go on, pick your
There
favourites.
wasn't very many, but I've got 3.
3, yeah? 3 good ones. Go on then.
Yeah, 3. I mean, this is just like a general one. He kept reeling off like how many different clubs that all these players had played for. Like, I think he told us about 5 times that Missy Bocombs had played for Liverpool. Same for Miri Taylor. Did you know Lucy Staniforth used to play for Man United? Because I definitely didn't, but I do now.
Sure.
But anyway, his pronunciations were just really annoying me. So he got Daly and Missy Bocombs mixed up, which was interesting.
That's an interesting pair to mix up. Okay.
Yeah. So Fuka Nagano was Forka Nagano.
Huh?
She's now from Cutlery. Interesting. And Sabs, I don't understand how you cannot say Sabrina D'Angelo.
Oh,
it was
really
Sabrina
stressing, wasn't it?
Angelo.
Yeah. It was really stressing.
I was like, why are you saying it like that?
He sounded
his
quite
pronunciation
Yorkshire
was just
with his
Hey.
D'Angelo, with that glottal stop in the middle. D'Angelo. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And he was just reading off stupid facts. I was like, we don't need these. Just shut up. Like, if you've got nothing to say, don't waffle. Just
Well,
be
that's
silent.
the thing, because people who talk about commentators, it's like, you know, if you're not going to do the analysis part, or you're not, you know, giving some really good facts, and instead of like ex-Arsenal player Anna Patton, because she hasn't been there for, you know, 10 years, but but you know, sometimes it's okay not to speak and to just describe what's happening on the pitch. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd one with commentators at the minute, because we've got some really, really good ones, and then some ones that just want to go through their social media pages, and yeah, it's just not. You don't need it, do you? You don't need it in a game.
I feel like Anna Patton gets ex-Arsenal Anna Patton more than Jordan Nobbs gets ex-Arsenal Jordan Nobbs, and Jordan Nobbs was an Arsenal icon. Like, I could maybe understand that more about Jordan Nobbs.
Yeah, because
it doesn't roll off the tongue as well. That's why.
Ex-Arsenal
player Jordan Nobbs doesn't roll as well.
Is that just because we're so used to ex-Arsenal player Anna Patton? That's just become a thing. But no, you're right. I think, you know, Jordan is such an Arsenal icon. She should be the one that's ex-Arsenal player. And yet, no, you're right. Because I don't know why that's a go-to as well. Like, I get it if it's like the summer and it's like the second match in. Fair enough. It's April. No one's moved. We haven't had anyone in or out.
Like, been here for like 2.5 years.
Yeah. Literally starting in most of the games, and you're still someone else player. Do you reckon though it's trying to give like Villa players a bit more status, because a lot of people kind of write us off, don't they? And they're like, Villa. I don't know. Do you reckon it's a bit of that? But like, oh, they did come from Arsenal.
No, because as soon as they say ex-Arsenal player or ex-Man United player, it makes it sound like they weren't good enough to break into the better teams, so they had to drop down and effectively a club that's fighting for staying up.
See, I looked at it the other way of, but they've come from Arsenal. They've come from some prestige, and yeah, to kind of big it up.
I feel like that would be better if they were coming from Arsenal at like 27 and like peak of their career
instead of 42.
Yeah. Because
hey, we're a great retirement home. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do agree with Gary that sometimes it feels like retirement home, and the ones that didn't manage to break into another club.
Yeah. kind of the other, the WSL. I do have to say, I apologize to everyone in the chat. We've just been chatting too much. Good evening to Shamel joining us. Evening to John. First time in 4 years we've won 2 matches at home. We won away? Do we won? Wait, what? Sorry, John. Can you clarify what you mean for us, please? And good evening to Rich, who joins us in the chat as well. Evening, ladies, and Gary. Oh, very good. Very good indeed. Gary, you're not a lady tonight, unfortunately. You've been singled out.
I'm all right. I can take it. Tomorrow night, that's when I wear the frock.
Of course, Friday night. Friday night.
I feel like Gary and the Ladies sounds like a 60s swing band type vibe.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, we need a nickname to be backup singers, Gary. That's what this is.
Oh, it's just because I was singing most of last weekend.
Very good. Very good indeed.
There has been a couple of videos I think I've made it onto the Facebook page.
Yes, of course. I only saw the pictures. I haven't managed to see the videos yet, but I shall look. I shall look indeed. Now then, so that was our win over Liverpool, and we're still really happy about it. So cheers to that. Now, let's have a look then. So news this week then. We had a picture today, I believe, that showed Sarah Mayling back on the grass. Hopefully, we get some news from this week's press conference on a timescale. Hopefully she's back soon, because we know, again, impact, how much she plays. We've also seen Rachel Corsie back on the grass as well. And again, even having Corsie back in and amongst it is going to be really, really good for morale as well, isn't it? On the grass.
Corsie said on her podcast that it's her first full week back in team training this week, all being well. And she's very excited about that.
Yeah. Oh, imagine though, first full week back in training, April.
Season finishes in 4 games time.
Yeah. She'll be back and like everyone's like, no, Rachel, sorry. We're gone now. We're done, we're finished. But yeah, I mean, you never want anyone to rush back, of course, but it just feels like so long she's been out. So hopefully she gets something before the end of the season. Be great to have her back.
It's nice when her back among the squad. Her experience is invaluable.
Yeah.
But she's really going to struggle to get onto the first team because Lucy and Patsy have been sort of just dominating in centre back so far this season. And
yeah,
like Corsie has the experience, but would you really want to split that parent?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's doing what's best for the team. And I think, is Corsie now more of a see the game out type of player rather than someone you'd bring into your starting lineup now? Do we think that's kind of maybe where her position's shifted, her role's shifted in the team?
She still has a role to play, but yeah, definitely it's... I don't think she's going to be the one that starts every game. She's the one that steadies the ship.
Yeah.
It is if you've maybe got a goal or two lead and you just want to keep things tight, Corsie's probably the one you bring on for that.
Mm. Yeah, to control that. Sophie, what were you going to say?
I was going to say you could probably put Corsie on and push Lucy Parker just in front of Patsy and Corsie.
Yeah, that could be a good shout. Because again, she's got that pace, hasn't she, to help out that attack. Who do we think we are? That attack.
Patsy and Parker love a good run into the box.
They do. I think the first 30 seconds of the highlights was Lucy Parker in front of goal having a shot, and I was like, you've just been there. How are you? What? But she does. She likes a good little marauding run, doesn't she? Up. And we can't take it away from her because that's what we want. We want that attack. We want that confidence, don't we? From our players, and we've got exactly that. So just to round up then, after that game, it sees us still in 11th, but not in relegation spots. That's good. We'll take it. 13 points compared to Palace's 9. So we have that 4-point buffer. Now, this weekend, of course, we are going away going away to Tottenham Hotspur, who haven't been that convincing. They are the only other team who is all red in their past matches, but they got a draw in their last match. So just picking up the 1 point. But they probably will be safe this season, probably. But who knows? So we sorry, Sophie, were you going to say something there?
I asked who they played last, but then I googled it. It was Leicester, who were also having a not great season.
No, Leicester a bit like us, very up and down though, Leicester. Obviously didn't help that they played a very strong Arsenal side on Tuesday night and got beaten 5-1. But Arsenal are just, again, they've got confidence about them now, and it just, I can't wait to watch them against Lyon on Saturday. It's gonna be incredible. Because of course we play on Sunday, so we can do Champions League on a Saturday, Spurs Villa, because they're very comparable, on the Sunday at 2:00. Now, this was one of our matches that we said this could be a point. At least we hope we can get a point from. Emma, what are you thinking after our win against Liverpool? Do you think it's still going to be just a point, or do you think actually we might be able to do something a bit better?
I don't want to be too optimistic, but Spurs were on a bit of a losing streak. Other than that draw, obviously, since they played Palace, and so I think we've now got the confidence. Like we saw at the end of the game on whenever it was, it feels like forever ago now. How much it meant to the players and how much it meant to the staff and just everyone. We've got that confidence. We've got that. We've had time to reset as well, because other than international break, we've had a week and a half with them all being together, I want to say. So to work, we've had that time to proper knuckle down, and they all seem to be much happier in training from the pictures that we've been seeing. So I think a point is still definitely doable. I don't know how Spurs are going to come out, because Spurs are a bit of a bogey team as well, where they'll either come out and show up or they won't, and it just depends on the day who you're going to get.
Sorry, it's just the way you said that there. They're either going to show up or they're not.
Or they're not.
It's just a 50-50 of it all. No, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They're missing some of their key players. They look a bit lost, Spurs, I think, at the minute. Gary, what do you think about the weekend? Because, again, right now is probably the best time for us to face Spurs, but also for us, it's probably our best chance of getting something from it. So, what do you think?
Obviously, they've just drew with Leicester. We have to remember a few short weeks ago, Leicester embarrassed us.
Yeah.
So we'll have to remember that kind of walk before you can run. But we do have confidence, obviously, coming off the win against Liverpool. But I still wouldn't want to underestimate a wounded Tottenham side. Although they're missing some key players, they do still have some key players. I do still think that a point is realistic. Yeah, we did beat them there last season 2-1. That was Jordan Nobb's wonder goal, and there is potential for that again. There's always potential for the 3 points, but I would be happy enough coming away with 1 point. And if we get the 3 and build up a wee bit more confidence, fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially given the international break that our international players have had. Unfortunately for Maz, she's just still letting around the squad. Her passport still isn't sorted for her to be able to actually play for them. No, Maz wasn't able to play. Her passport's actually still not sorted. But then Patsy getting her first goal for Ireland, Missy Bowe putting in 2 player of the match performances for the under-23s. You know, that there is a level of confidence there that's came off her win against Liverpool. And
Yeah.
the girls seem to have kept it. So it will be nice if they can go into this game with the same confidence and hopefully build on it. You know, it would be nice to see the 3 points, but definitely I think we can come away with at least one.
And I think look at us being quite sensible and optimistic. Like, yeah, we'll be happy with one. Oh, John, thank you for that. He's just put in the chat. Beat Crystal Palace and West Ham. So most successful season at home. And that, there was a bit of a mix-up. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, John. Sophie, how are you feeling? Are you also on the steady ship of, we could get a point?
We could get a point. Yeah. I don't want to be too hopeful because I feel like getting too hopeful is always a bad time.
Well, we've learned how being too hopeful and optimistic can backfire, can't it? So yeah. Cautiously
optimistic. I feel like this is a game we could get 3 points from. It's not like Arsenal, which is a bit like, oh god.
Yeah. So I've still got here what we predicted. I've got it in front of me. We said we could possibly get a point at Man United. That didn't happen. Liverpool, we didn't predict would get anything. So the fact that we actually got 3 points, woohoo! Well, I'll edit that. We predicted, well, all of us thought we could get 1, apart from Emily, who thought we'd get nothing. So it'd be good if Emily was here to update her predictions for the weekend. So yeah, I think realistically, which is quite nice to say, realistically, I think we can get a point. I really do. Obviously hoping for the win, but I think a point is necessary. Because I was just looking through Spurs' Twitter just to see what they're putting out. And they said the last time we played Aston Villa in the WSL, Bethany England scored this epic last-minute equaliser. So, yeah, equaliser last time. Might get a point this time. As history repeats itself.
Wait, didn't they beat us 4-2 last time we played? Or was it the opposite one, as in last year?
This was at Villa Park.
Oh, I don't remember that.
They beat us 4-2 at Villa Park in October.
And what are they on about?
I know last season away we did.
Was it last season away?
But like last season away we beat them because I was at the game and it was 2-1 with Jordan Nobbs.
Yeah, because in the league, Bethany England didn't even score a goal. Martha Thomas got a hat trick and Ashley Neville scored one, according to the internet. Do Spurs women not know what they're talking about?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, when did that happen?
I'm going to now go stalk Spurs women and see.
Zero was. Yeah, it's definitely in Villa Park. Because their stadium does not look like that. How bizarre. I wonder if I can get their head-to-heads up. Hang on. Head-to-heads. Oh, 2-2. Yeah, it was 2-2.
We mixed that one up.
29th of September 2024. The 4-2 was October the previous year.
That's because I don't know which year we're in anymore.
That's true. Do you remember when all of your stats were from like 3 years ago?
Exactly. They're all from 3 years ago.
Yeah. So our latest form then against
we can edit this outright and post. Like.
Yeah. So we lost. Well, that's not right. This is why I don't trust score sites at all. It says we played. They've got them around the wrong way around. Because they've put 23rd of November 2024.
Whoa. Sorry.
Which but then we can't. Oh, unless hang on. Oh, we played them in the cup, didn't we? Hang on. Is that getting the cup confused?
Did we?
Yes, because we needed to win the cup game.
Hey, see, there we go.
And we didn't win the cup game.
Right, hang on. Cornell
Yeah, that was
Cup,
a
we
win.
lost 1-0. Yes, that was our last cup up. So it was 2-2 on the 29th of September
Which was
at
the
Villa Park.
league.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which was 2-2, which makes Spurs' pause correct. See, we did our due diligence. It's all good.
Yeah, I went too far back in time.
Back in
Though
time.
that game, we had 19 shots and 6 on target to their 4 and 2. Like,
Awful.
how we drew that game is...
But that's, again, the story of the season. You create the chances, you put the shots in, and just none of them can go anywhere near the net. So
Hopefully they've got that little monkey off their back now.
I'm just thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean. The monkey. What's the monkey called? Jack? Or just Jack? Jack? Oh, Jack's the Incredibles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Too many Jacks about. Yes, but so hopefully, and everyone else agrees, we can get that point at the weekend. Looking ahead even further, there's of course only 3 games left after this, which are Arsenal at home, West Ham away, and Brighton at home as well. So I think, again, if we're being quite realistic, Spurs is probably our last good chance at getting something out of this.
Yeah, West Ham have suddenly decided they've remembered how to play football.
I know. How dare they? West Ham, who also beat Spurs not too long ago either. West Ham have had a strange season. They started off pretty not good. And then they've just kind of gone from one strength to another, haven't they? Shakira Martinez has been incredible up front for them.
She's so good.
Very good indeed.
Just can't, like...
But that's the thing. You
sent on
invest.
loan and then recalled because she couldn't play.
Yeah, she didn't have enough
In
points to play in the WSL. Yeah, so you've got to have a certain number of points to play in England. So she went on loan.
With the visa, isn't it? Like
to do with the visa, yeah.
It's a weird system. I don't really understand it.
No, but yeah, she played in. Ooh, did she go to Spain or did she go
Wasn't
to
it Belgium?
I thought she was in Germany.
Was it
I thought
Spain,
it was
Portugal, Belgium, Germany? Shakira Martinez,
She's a European
music
tour.
artist. Did you know? She went. Let's have a look. Bear with. It's very riveting as I do this. I know. Yes, Freiburg, FC Freiburg. Of course, she went to FC Freiburg.
Is that Germany?
It is, yes. In the Frauen Bundesliga. And she made 11 appearances and scored 5 goals. So should have known what was coming. For West Ham, she's made 8 appearances and scored 5 as well. So if that doesn't tell you anything, well, it should. It should indeed tell you.
I just realised Olivia Smith didn't play against us, did she? When we played Liverpool?
No.
I'm very grateful she didn't play.
Yeah, the fact that she nearly took Chelsea out of the FA Cup. Yeah. Oh, what that would have been for Liverpool to get through. I'm actually quite gutted Liverpool didn't do it, but they gave them a good match, which is exactly what they need. And of course, Chelsea face Barcelona this weekend, don't they, in the Champions League? So again, another tight matchup. But I think, if anything, this season, both Chelsea and Barcelona have showed that they're human, and they have had points taken off them and they have been defeated. So if any there's a time to do it, it's this season indeed. Now, so just to recap then, we won against Liverpool, and we hope we're going to get a point against Spurs at the weekend. And I think pretty much this might be the shortest podcast in podcast history, because I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Has anyone got anything else they wanted to mention?
I feel like everyone came back from international duty all in one piece, which is always a win.
Yes, I don't feel like we had any injuries. All that's been communicated to us. Yeah. Haven't heard anything. But yeah, we shouted out Patsy for her goal. Did you say it was her first goal, Gary?
I'm pretty serious. I've only been playing for Ireland for like a couple of months.
I want to say it's
Do you? Okay. Hang on.
anyway.
See, you're used to scoring for Villa, but I'm pretty sure it's your first Ireland goal.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to her.
It's
Yeah,
'cause she
scored her
usually
first
scores
goal for
us.
Ireland. She does need to score more for us.
It was a very nice header.
It was a very nice header.
Oh wait, no. Hang on. She scored her first goal for Ireland in a 3-1 victory against France on the 16th of July.
Oh,
Oh.
stand corrected.
Which, see, last year she's been playing for them.
She's been playing a while for Ireland now.
Yes,
I feel like it's longer than we think.
so she's got 3 goals now. She got 2 last year, and then she's got that one this year. So there you go. She scored, 16th of July against France. She scored in the 2-1 win over. No, other way around. What did they? Against Wales. Anyway, she scored against Wales. And then scored against Greece. So there you go.
Yes, because against Wales, she got the late consolation goal, right?
Yes. Yes,
Where it looked like they might get back into it, and then they didn't.
Yeah. Oh, that match. Oh, that match was so good. And again, this is why we love international football, because so many things can happen. I do have to say her Wikipedia page is still her in an Arsenal shirt from 2017. So that's probably why she always gets ex-Arsenal player Anna Patton.
I will say the Wikipedia pages of a lot of the footballers leave a lot to be desired.
They do. And also, if you ever Google any of the players on the actual Google ratings, their pictures are from when they're 12. And they've been done dirty, quite a lot of them. So I don't know who picked the pictures, but they're pretty they're pretty awful.
The thing is, if you're looking at players like Jordan Nobbs, she still looks 12 despite her age.
She does. She does.
Got a very good skincare routine, clearly.
Yes.
100%. Oh, the last thing we did want to say, Gary, didn't we, was, we're sending our best wishes and speedy recovery to Mary Fowler, who it was confirmed she has unfortunately ruptured her ACL and will be out for the foreseeable. Man City, very, very injury stricken. We said off air that they look like Villa when we were down to our skeleton squad. So yeah, we kind of wish them all the best. Hopefully no more injuries the rest of the season, and they can just make it to the summer, rebuild, rest, and start again next season essentially. But yeah,
it looks like a bit like a Blackpool donkey trying to do the Grand National at the minute, Man City.
What a comparison. What a comparison indeed. I genuinely think they're not going to make Champions League this season, are they?
I think they're so far away from it. I don't think there's very little chance of them making it, is there, unless every other team massively has a boo-boo.
Because I can't see Chelsea dropping points, really. Can't see Arsenal dropping them. And United, annoyingly, are doing fairly well as well, and currently have a 7-point lead on City. So yeah, I think an unfortunate year for City.
So they'd have to lose 3 games.
Which they're not. Yeah.
No, United have been annoyingly good this season.
Annoyingly good. Yeah, I think that's what everyone's saying.
I blame Fallon Tullis-Joyce. She's the reason. She's so flipping good.
Incredible goalkeeper. Her double save at the weekend was insane.
Wow.
So yeah, she's
also a fellow environmental animal nerd. She's a fish nerd.
Sorry.
I was just saying Fallon Tullis-Joyce is a fish nerd, even though fish technically don't exist.
And that's Sophie's fact for the week. Yeah, technically fish don't. Yeah, she wants to be a marine biologist, didn't she? Or something like that.
I think she is. I think she's got a degree and maybe a master's.
That rings a bell.
That's intriguing.
Okay. See, the stories of women's football. The stories of women's football, indeed.
Also, recently got into bird watching, which I am here for. Love bird watching. Great.
I was going to say, anything to do with mammals and birds, you're there. You're there really good. I do just want to shout out, this has nothing to do with anyone on Villa, but the Northern Super League started last night. And Quinn, with all of the stuff that's going on in the minute, Quinn was the one to write their name in the history books and get the first ever goal in the Northern Super League for Vancouver Rise. So I just want to do a massive shout out to them for making that bit of history.
Very exciting.
Very, very exciting. So yeah, I will be following Vancouver Rise. I've picked them as my team. And I think they've got the best kit out of the six. They're very good. Some are out there. Some are really out there. But Vancouver Rise is quite nice. It's like a mountain of like geometric lines, and there's like the sun around there. It's very nice. But yeah, just as an aside, just let everyone know what's going on in my head.
Oh, some of them are bright.
Yeah, the Montreal Roses is
but it is a rose. It's quite cool. But that neckline is very deep. That's
the one I can't. Apologies for anyone who is in Villa chat. The one I can't get around is Calgary Wild, because that looks like the wet look leggings that were in fashion, but as a shirt, and I just can't. I can't get around that. So
which one's the Calgary one? I'm trying to find it now.
It's just purple.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, like wet look purple with a bit of red. Yeah, it's a choice. But the thing is, Hummel manufacture them, and Hummel usually do some really, really good designs. So I'm not quite sure what happened with
that neckline is really not it.
It's just a bit bizarre, to be honest.
Why is it so deep? Like
I don't know. Whoever was in those meetings, I think they need someone else to go with them next time to be a chaperone, because that's not okay. But yes, no, we will still talk about the Canadian league.
Sorry, yes. Can Adidas give us some really nice kits next season, please?
Can Adidas just give us a kit that is claret, please, and blue, the training kits? I don't want red. I don't want to wear red. I don't want to wear green. All of these other colours that are not Villa colours. Can we just back to claret and blue?
Not on football kits, but Adidas must have given the players some trainers to wear, because all of them were wearing like the same trainers in the Villa like social media videos that they've been doing, and they're really nice. The marketing is working. They're like white with like sun, like almost like a sunrise colored sole. It's like pink and yellow, and I like it. And now I kind of want to Google it and find out what they are, because they do.
I mean, if you want to send the pod some, you can't see our feet, but we'll happily wear them for marketing purposes.
Start offering to get the feet out on the podcast, Freya, and our views will go right up.
I was going to say something that I'm definitely not going to. Right. It's a family show. I know it's after 9:00, but we'll refrain from that. So yeah, claret and blue would be lovely. And just some like personalization or like some identity would be lovely, instead of everyone having the same keeper kit. Everyone just do something a little bit different for each team would be phenomenal. Is my request. So there we go. Right, last shout for any discussion points, or are we good? Are we good?
Good.
Perfect. Right then. So we wish our wonderful Aston Villa all the best of luck for the weekend, and we will be back next Thursday, hopefully talking about another point. Another win would be phenomenal, but hopefully we just want to stay in the WSL.
And some good vibes.
That's it. And it's going to be good vibes regardless of what happens. So yes, thank you very much for everyone who's been watching, listening, etc. And we will be back next Thursday. Good evening.